Saturday morning, May 18th, 2024. Last night at approximately 8:30 p.m. at 4309 Lynn Terrace, North Richland Hills, a rental house that we're staying in. We had a deadly tree branch fall onto the house. I've already had one fall onto my truck and it busted my rear windshield wiper. I requested that the homeowner or his assistant trim away some of these deadly branches before they fall on my truck again. He told me no. His name is Paul. He works for the homeowner. So the homeowner's name is Matt. When I signed the listing or rental agreement in the beginning, I asked Matt, are you going to trim the deadly trees that are overhanging the driveway? He said, absolutely. He said that his guys like to collect the firewood. As you can see, we had to trim one of the branches over here and one on this other side. You can see the wood stacked up there on our own because it was about to fall on my truck. You can see where the branch is cut right there and right there. Last night, this tree branch fell in the house. I called Paul, and Paul says, well, we'll send someone out on Monday. My fear is that this is going to come down when somebody is walking out of the front porch or maybe coming up to the house to deliver something. This is a real dangerous situation. I explained that to Paul. Paul responded that I needed to move out. And I told him that I have a binding lease with the homeowner, Matt. Paul responded, yes, that's true. If you move out, we could sue you. As you can see, the branch now has landed completely on the house. And looks like it took out the antenna there too. But this is not the only branch that's a problem. You have these right here that are just waiting to break too. And they stretch way over into the neighbor's yard, way out into the street. And it's gotten to a point to where I'm afraid. When we came out to see the house the first time before we leased it, there were a bunch of dead branches in the backyard. And I thought, well, maybe they just did some recent pruning. But then I started taking a closer look at them. None of the leaves were on the branches, so those were dead branches that just fell in the yard and nobody did anything about them. So this is a major problem when you have this branch that's running this long of a length. And it's not the only one, there's a bunch of them that are running extremely, I don't know what the word is for it, but excessive. There's just, I mean, I'm not a tree person, but anybody with common sense can see that this is just too much stress. And as these trees are building up leaves, like this one here, because it's springtime, it's, you know, May, they're getting heavier and they're going to start falling. So this is not the only tree. This is like quite a few of them, but you can see some of these tree branches, like this one right here, we told them it got struck by lightning, and it's hanging over the house, and you can see it's dead. And I'm going to come around here and just show you how long some of these branches are. This one's over the street, almost into the neighbor's, I'd say like halfway. So the other day I saw a FedEx truck come through here, and he just barely cleared that one right there. So that's another thing. If a vehicle drives through here and clips one of those branches, that would cause it to fall. But right here you can see where the tree's been struck by lightning. When I pointed it out to Paul, he just kind of laughed and he says, yeah, they get struck by lightning all the time. But see, since this one got struck by lightning, if you follow it up, it killed that branch right there. The streak was right here. You can see where the lightning just struck it, ripped it out. So it killed that entire branch. You can see all the leaves are freshly dead on it. And so that's directly over where we sleep in that room there. So I'm getting a little bit scared, and I don't know what to do because it's not my house. And again, we signed a lease agreement, and the homeowner agreed to take out some of these deadly branches. He said he would do it after a month or so after we've been in here, just to remind him. The reason I'm shooting this video is because when I contacted Matt, he says if I have any problems, that I need to call Paul, that he trusts Paul, because they have known each other since the 3rd grade. Now I'm going to back up and take an overall video so you can really get an idea of how dangerous this tree actually is. As a matter of fact, these branches right in here, they're going over to across the street, sitting above that guy's truck there. And you can just see how long these branches are and how much stress is. I mean, this is a green tree limb. So if you've got, the one that fell on my truck was also green. In other words, it was alive. If you've got live branches that are falling out of a tree this big, something needs to be done. Like I said, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I just wanted to shoot this video in case something does happen. I have some kind of documentation here. You can see in the backyard, it's kind of the same situation. They've let this tree here in the backyard just go so bad. I'm gonna walk around to the back, and I've had to trim some of the lower branches to keep them from poking me in the eyes and the head. And I had to do all this on my own, but you can see where those have been cut. I've got a pile over there, one up against the shed there. But we've already got, now this one is the neighbor's tree, and it's digging into the roof. But this is the owner's tree where I'm renting, and these branches are dead. I've had to take a few of them out because like I said, one of them, almost fell on me. That one's dead right there and getting ready to fall, and you can see where it's hanging right here. And all it would probably take is just a, I don't know, a squirrel, maybe a high wind. But this is just really, you know, when we moved in, it was April 1st. So none of these trees really had developed leaves on them. You know, they just kind of started putting on in late March. Little bitty leaves, and now that they're fully blooming, it puts a lot of weight on these limbs. And so that one right there is getting ready to fall on somebody's head. Oh, this is just flat out dangerous.